Back to the Robot Wars world of mechanical mayhem, a fourth era of bot-brained barnstormers. In the last wars, 128 robots clashed. 4 were left for the grand final: Chaos 2, Firestorm, Stegosaurus and Hypnodisc. But rising into robotic immortality, the winners Chaos 2. Can they make history and do it again? Let the fourth wars begin!
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the man who thought Mussolini was a type of lasagna, Craig Charles.
The dome has been a disaster. The aliens must have made a wrong turning. But one phenomenon that's definitely not going to disappoint in the year 2000 is Robot Wars 4. Yes, folks, we know you've missed the mayhem. We know you've craved the carnage. And you, madam, yes, you. We know your life's been sad and empty without robots being ripped to shreds. Well, the long wait is finally over, because the wars are back, and we're bigger, we're badder, and we're downright more brutal than ever. Yes, each week 6 brand new robots will go head-to-head in the most vicious knockout competition ever. You wanted destruction? Well, we've got a skip load. And as ever, not only will they be up against each other, they'll also be facing the ultimate mechanical menace, the house robots.
A sturdy 112 kilos, Dead Metal has a 3,000 RPM circular saw and pneumatic pincers now increased in power. Quick at 5.4 meters per second and now improved with a stronger exoskeleton. When the sparks fly, robots usually die. A lightweight at 105 kilos, but heavyweight when it comes to havoc, and no opponent can get off lightly at the end of a deadly diamond edge axe blow with a force of over 500 kilos per square centimeter. A brawny bulldozer who's never caught napping. Waltzing Matilda. What's it so the Aussie Sheila can dance a bit, but does she have a chainsaw tail turning at over 3,000 RPM and hydraulic tusks operated by super pneumatic power? Our Tildy dances the cha-cha-ta-ta. A flame-filled miniaturistic masher who can warm the throttles of any robot's heart, weighing in at a mighty 120 kilos and complex in the barracks with massive circuitry. But on the parade ground, you better be at attention! To Kill-A-Lot, the scariest robot on Earth, a massive 280 kilos with a stomach-churning drill and fearsome hydraulic claw to slice through armor plating and bisect opposition axles. The only message you'll get from this Night of the Realm is good night.
And here to keep the house robots in line is a new addition to the pack. Here's Refbot. He'll be breaking up the fights, reining in the house robots, and bringing order to the chaos of the war zone. Now, not surprisingly, we've seen a record number of entries for Robot Wars. And joining our competitors in the pits, yes, she's back again. Here's Philippa. And this time, she's brought along a friend.
And yes, I have brought a friend. This is the reason why I'm not going to be here much for this war. This is the most important friend, though. This is Julia. She's going to be looking after you and the Roboteers for the whole of this Robot Wars.
And it will be a long one.
Yeah, but you've been doing your homework.
I have. I've been looking out for all the old favourites, Hypnodisc, Razor, Chaos 2. I want to know who you think I should be looking out for.
Chaos 2, Razor and Hypnodisc. Because they're pretty destructive robots.
Yeah.
But also, you've got the newcomers to look out for as well. And as we know, they come from all walks of life. Students, fathers, brothers, mothers, best friends. None of them will be talking to each other by the end of the war. You know that, don't you? Carnage, both for metal and man and woman. Anyway, I'm going to do the ceremonial handing over of the mic. I can say, please look out for Chaos 2.
Yes.
Hypnodisc.
Yes.
And my little dear Tortine from Ireland.
Ah, I've spotted them already.
Okay. Good luck.
Thank you.
I'm going to buy baby grows now.
Everyone is really going to miss her. I've got the mic. I'm going to work.
This year, just like Wimbledon, we've seeded our top 32 teams based primarily on past battle performance. And here's Jonathan Pearce with a closer look at some of those top contenders, all with one aim to be Robot Wars Grand Champion.
About time we sorted out who was the best. And, you know, that's it.
In each of the 16 heats, we'll have 2 seeded robots. Let's have a quick flick through the list. At 26, Plunderbird 4. Plunderstorm was their machine last time around. Not effective in the arena, but boy, did they make a song and dance out of it.
We are the crew, and we're here to tell you we're going to bash them. We're going to trash them. In the wars, you know we're going to thrash them.
The forecast bad. You better get running.
It's going to be tough. There's a Plunderstorm coming.
Really. At 23, Mortis, Rob Knight, Arthur Chilcott, never popular but always fiercely competitive. Good machine too. A lifting arm and that very, very damaging axe. But perhaps poor driving has cost them once or twice in the past.
Oh, that's it, bro.
Up to 19 in the seeding list, Pussycat. New competitors last time around did well in the heat, but then their illegal hardened steel blade shattered, breaking the rules. And they were axed.
The judges have had to vote that you'd be disqualified and not to let you go.
Let's come back next year.
And here they are. And 4 seeds above them, Wheelie Big Cheese, Roger Plant's mighty monster, proved a near match for Chaos 2, who had to nibble, grate, and finally ease beyond the cheese. Move up to number 11, Wild Thing with the Addams family. Unlucky to go out to a very, very good panic attack machine. Wild Thing, colourful, charismatic, capable of chaos also. Lots of fun. But it's not about fun, is it? It's about winning the grand title. And that's what our top seeds have in mind. Behemoth there at 6, Firestorm 2 at 5, Panic Attack at 4. Now they won the series too. And Razor, seeded 3, have won just about everything except the grand title. They won the International League Championship, and that crushing beak is one of the strongest weapons anywhere. They even beat Chaos 2 in the first World Championships. Seeded 2, Hypno Disc, frighteningly destructive. That spinning disc can take out virtually anything, anyone. They did all the way through to the grand final in the last wars. That's when they met our top seeds. Chaos 2. Seemingly unstoppable. Look at the power in the flipper, the speed across the arena floor, the style, the control, the aggression, it's got the lot, and that's why Chaos 2 are our worthy top seeds.
Ahead of us are 16 heats of total demolition. The winner of each will go through to one of the 2 semi-finals, and ultimately 4 survivals will square up for the title of Robot Wars champion. For the 4th Wars, with a change to round 1. 3 robots will fight it out in 2 metal mashing melees, where 1 will be eliminated from each battle. The remaining robots then go head-to-head for a place in the semi-finals. And if that wasn't enough devastation for you, we'll also be playing a pinball warrior tournament and a sumo basho, just for the love of it. Are you lucky, lucky grapple fans or what? Well, it's going to be a great series, and I can't wait to get wrecking. So, let's meet our first victims.
This is how they line up, Craig. To come our second battle, King B is a reincarnation of King Buxton from the last series, seeded 17. But first, the reigning champions and top seeds Chaos 2 against new bots, Atomic and Indefatigable. Over to you, Jules, with the first terrific trio for us.
In the pits, we have the reigning champions, Chaos 2, looking like they're taking it all very easy. Eating your cake?
Yep.
That confident?
Yeah, there's nothing to do. It's working at the moment, so.
At the moment, he says. Mind you, I have to say, my money would probably be on him for this lot. Here we have Atomic, the farmers from Worcester, looking like you're making some last-minute touches up. Confident?
Yeah.
They've also got a lifting device like Chaos, and putting the 2 against each other, I think I know who my money would be on. Anyway, here we have Indefatigable. The guy's looking a little bit sort of cross between ER and Star Trek here. Now, what's the name of your robot mean?
The name of our robot means that it's unstoppable and can't be wrecked.
Can't be wrecked and unstoppable. And you have a wonderful message, haven't you, for the viewers at home about the spirit of Robot Wars?
It's not the winner, it's the taking part that counts.
Exactly. Beautifully trained. Well done. Good luck.
Well, I'm just itching to get bashing, so let the wars begin!
From St George's in Shropshire, Indefatigable.
And in this Indestructible, they hope, with an aluminium body from an old quarry truck and plastic panels from recycled foam boxes. 2 lifting spikes are powered by electricity, and it can raise speeds of 17 miles an hour.
Our robot is called Indefatigable, and the wheels are from wheelie bins, and the outside is recycled polycarb from telephone boxes, and the inside is aluminium.
This is a main weapon forklift truck, and it can lift 75 kgs, and it's got spears on the end. Sharp spears.
From Worcester, Atomic.
More scrap aluminium's been used for this shell. Atomic costs around about £1,000 to build. Bulldozer shaped with a flipper blade Shreemax system, a self-righting mechanism. At 80 kilos, it's the heaviest in the heat.
Hello, I'm team captain. This is Paul. This is Dave. This is our robot, Atomic. She's got polycarbonate sides for protection. She's got twin lifting rams. The cylinders run on nitrogen. It runs on 24-volt motors. And we've got a sharp blade here.
From Ipswich, seed number 1 and reigning champion, Chaos 2.
Only cost £250 to build the champs. The gas flipper's hugely powerful. The ground clearance is a tiny 1mm. Lawnmower motors used to drive the top seeds. And in the last series of wars, Chaos 2 flipped and forced its way through the heats, immovable, irresistible. Good control, causing damage, neat trim style, steady aggression, steady progress. All challenges welcomed, all dispatched by the team members, George Francis, Ian Swan and his son Richard. Now celebrities back in Ipswich, and here once again with a Suffolk punch.
Hi, we're back. We won the last war. We've changed nothing on the robot.
Well, the only thing we've changed is my beard and a desperate attempt to look younger.
Roboteers, stand by.
The first battlers of the new wars. Indefatigable, Brian Oliver at the controls, Richard Pittman and Daniel Lloyd. Atomic, Stephen Bebb, David Bebb and Paul Francis. And the reigning champions, Chaos 2. As ever, George Francis at the controls, Ian and Richard Swan with him.
2, 1, activate.
And Chaos 2 quickly out of the traps, as ever on the attack under George Francis. Taking on Atomic. That gas-powered flipper, so powerful. Atomic bravely spinning against the reigning champions. Zero turning circle, in he comes again, George Francis on the attack. Taking on Indefatigable first of all. The new boys clash together, in goes Chaos 2, and up goes Atomic on its side. As sparks rain from the grinding blades at the side of the arena. An added obstacle to the robots. But any obstacle can be overcome. And the Shreemax system bringing Atomic back into it, but Indefatigable now up at his side, and they have no self-righting mechanism, and Indefatigable out of the competition. Now Chaos 2 taking on Atomic once again. This is needless. Both of them are through, but George Francis loves to create some metallic mayhem. Oh yes, I am the boss of the arena. Do not take me on. I am a champion. I'll have you later on in the series, and this is what I can do to you. Don't ever, ever forget it, says George Francis. Up goes Atomic, and in the background, Indefatigable is a plaything for the sergeant. Burned and charcoaled and sadly out. Indefatigable? Yeah. Invincible? Yeah. Invisible, more like. Sergeant bashed, and there goes Indefatigable. Inflammable? Hardly. A Chaos 2, another nudge. Can't gain anything from this George Francis except sheer delight. Oh, out goes Indefatigable. Not in the arena anymore, Indefatigable. Over and out. Look at this. Bounce, bounce, bonk. Oh, at least they're friends up there in the driving pods. That's good.
Well, Chaos 2 did it to Firestorm in the grand final of the Third Wars, and he's done it again. Indefatigable, flipped out of the ring and out of the competition.
It's pretty tough being up against Chaos 2, is it not? I'm going to get that George Francis when I see him. I'm going to get him. But he did at least sort of save you from the house robots, didn't he?
Oh, we're glad that he did flip us out because we'd have had a lot more damage. We were glad of that.
Philosophical, but out. Indefatigable. And next up, King B3, Attila the Drummer, Medusa 2000. Back to you, Jules, in the pits.
The Medusa team here, Medusa 2000, still making last-minute preparations. These guys apparently had a few hiccups when they were building their robot, something to do with gear wheels flying across the room at them. Quite scary, I think. Attila the Hun, the drum even, all these play on words are confusing me. Still making changes here. These guys think they're going to be all right as long as they avoid the pits. Good luck to you guys. Aisha here had fun knocking her gran off her chair with that robot. And King Buxton III. Simon is back with a new team of competitors. What are you going to do about that fire hazard of last?
The fire hazard, well, we've got ducted cooling on the motors now, but we're full of petrol, so when it goes up, it'll really go up.
It's really going to go.
Look forward to that, yep.
Well, good luck to you guys. There's a bit of tension here, but
We're tense.
I'm sure you'll do it.
Thank you.
Good luck, all to play for.
From Southampton, Attila the Drum.
A Mason pickaxe mean there's nothing humdrum about Attila. A Kevlar shell protects the 24-volt motors. The drum rolls both sides up in and it's flipped over, and the beat's up tempo, speeds reaching 15 miles an hour.
Hi, we're Team Battlebot. I'm Team Captain Bernie. This is Aisha and this is Tony, and here's our robot Attila the Drum.
Our main weapon is a mace with sharpened edges, and we have a secondary weapon which is an axe. Inside the shell we have floating electrics. Underneath there are two 20-volt batteries, 24-volt batteries.
We have fluff and the tassel to burn and die. That's about it.
From Hornchurch, seed number 17, B3.
Petrol powers the 9-inch circular saw. Electricity powers the lifting and flipping spike. Simon Harrison put up most of the £4,000 to create King B3. They're back for a third crack at Robot Wars. And in the last wars, this was the minute the dream died for Simon. Up against 101, the opposition didn't win it. King Buxton lost it when it caught fire. How do they intend to prevent that happening again?
Hi there, Simon, Grant and Tony, back with King B3, a new derivative of the King Buxton series. It's an all-new robot, back from the last two wars, but we've toughened it up. It's all about power steel. We've gone out twice before for overheating, but we've got cooling on the motors, we've got a new engine on the back. We've been seeded, so I think everyone's going to be expecting goods from us, and hopefully we're going to deliver.
From Manchester, Medusa 2000.
Rear rotating blades give Medusa her snake-like bite. The front can bulldoze and tip electric power with a zero turning circle. Oh, and if the lights go out, she probably glows in the dark.
This is Medusa 2000, our robot. I'm Michael. This is Don. This is Graham. Around the front, it's got a lifting arm, which pushes down, lifts the robot up, and it runs on two ball bearings at the front, so it can run while the front of it's up. The motors have an old plotter to lift the front of it off. It's made almost entirely from recycled concrete parts around the back. It's got a tube that spins with blades in it to take out of the robots.
Roboteers, stand by.
Here we go then, Attila the Drum, Bernie Ryder at the controls, Tony and Aisha Nat with him, King B3 with Simon Harrison the captain, Tony and Grant there too, and Medusa 2000, Don Weir, Graham Barron and Michael Barron.
2, 1, activate.
Slow, steady start, Attila the Drum picking up pace, wheeling furiously with the mace. They're the spikes of King B3, you can see. And Medusa 2000 has that tipping front. The ponderous Attila again moves forward sluggishly to build up an attack. That was King B3 up on top of Medusa 2000, dodging the flames. Attila again comes very sluggishly onto the attack. You can see there the sparks and the grinders on the side of the arena, and Attila's caught fire. The little tassels have caught fire, it would seem. Also see the great toughened plastic screen around the arena this year to stop shrapnel flying away. The sergeant comes in with the flick of the flamethrower. Propane filled. And is Attila in real problems here? No. The tyres have caught fire. Will it be a tyre funeral pyre for Attila? Spinning madly this time, getting up a little bit of head of steam, it would seem. King B3. The prongs just bent a little bit, I wonder. This is Medusa 2000, staying out of trouble largely, greatly aggressive. Should it go to the judges? Now, vote on style, control, damage, aggression, as in previous series of Robot Wars. There's the style we can see being used. And a wheel spin for Medusa 2000. And it will go to the judges, it seems. A close contest. And the Roboteers will be judged on control, style, damage and aggression by our three judges. Professor Noel Sharkey, Head of Computer Science at the University of Sheffield and Director of the Creative Robotics Unit at Magna. Martin Smith, head of the Mobile Robotics Research Unit at the University of East London and chairman of the Cybernetics Society. And we're delighted to welcome here Dr. Myra Wilson, head of Intelligent Robotics and Computer Science from the University of Wales, Aberystwyth. And let's have a look at the key moments they'll be reviewing right now. King B3 and Medusa 2000 straight into competition and fighting, but Attila the Drum was slow to get involved there. For me, King B3 did enough, aggressive, causing damage, that's for certain, but Attila the Drum seemed cumbersome, and Medusa 2000 stayed out of the action too long. It's between those two, for me, who goes out. Difficult one here for the judges. But it seems they're nearing their decision now, look.
Well, the judges have come back. Based on style, control, damage and aggression, Attila the Drum is eliminated.
Close call. Close call.
Not a popular decision. Nonetheless, Attila the Drum out. Indefatigable already gone. 4 robots left, and this is how they line up for the Heat semi-final. The seeds kept apart. Chaos 2 against Medusa 2000. King B3 against Atomic.
What have you got to say about that,
Well,
then?
I thought we'd done enough. I thought we sort of gave them a good back.
Well, because we attacked the house robots and got to the other ones.
Yeah. No, we didn't. The main thing for me.
That was the main tactic, was to stay out of the pit. You didn't think about the judges, did you? But what can you do?
No, that's right.
This is final. Be back, though.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Awesome. It looked good, anyway. Good show.
Competitors hit the scrap heap, but they'll be glad to know there's a chance to salvage some dignity in our Pinball Warrior tournament. Each robot has to score as many points as they can by attempting various challenges. The harder the challenge, the more points are awarded, and the robot with the highest score at the end of the series will be crowned our Pinball Warrior champion. If only they can keep away from the jaws, saws and metal-crunching claws of the house robots. Hey, let the trials begin!
Now, pinball's a test of driving power and precision to pick up points. The arena's dotted with specific obstacles to hit. 2 sets of barrels, 5 points for each barrel. Hit the big silver sphere into the highlighted shallow pit, that's 25 points. Up and over the ramp, you'll get 20 points, but you've got to go all the way up and over the ramp. And that'll take you to the multi-ball release option. 10 points for releasing the multi-ball, 5 points for each orange ball into the pit. Open the car doors, you'll get 25 points. And all around the arena, the major targets. 50 points, guarded by Bash. 50 points, guarded by Matilda. 75 points, but Dead Metal's there, and Sir Killalot has free reign of the arena. Let's see who's up first.
Seed number 9, 101.
Good to see them back there, seeded 9 in the main competition. From Kettering, Mike and Amy Franklin. Amy carries with her a little bunny mascot wherever she goes.
Stand by.
Tracks are made from a milk washing machine.
2, 1. Activate.
Racing car batteries for the power, and straight for the barrels. 5, 10, 15 points. That's easily done now. Put over the ramp, no Killalots there. Oh no, straight to Bash. Well, Bash is guarding one of the targets, 50 points. But that's a strange decision. Bad control, not up and over the ramp completely, so that won't score you anything. Bash waits again, the spear is rolling, but not towards the pit. There's little Amy. Why are you taking on Killalot? Why? I don't understand. Underneath the ramp. Won't score you points either. Come on. Time is ticking down. So the multi-ball release. That's good, 10 points gain now. If any of those balls go into the pit, that's another 5 points each ball. Get through that car door. They hit the 75-point target. That's good work. The 101. Not too sure if they got 101 points up yet.
Cease.
Ooh, cagey, steady sort of run, but not spectacular. Generous applause. Yeah, I think they believe they could have done better. That was the steady start. Now, does that constitute a correct run up and over the ramp? The judges will have to decide that one. If they've gone up and over the ramp, that's not a bad run, you know, all told, because they picked up points elsewhere quite steadily. There's the 75, it's a big one to get. And the judges say 125 points. Now that's not a bad start. At least they're top of the leaderboard after the one run.
More for all you pinball punters soon, but now it's back to the wars.
Craig to come, King V3 against Atomic, but first up the underdogs Medusa 2000 against the champs Chaos 2, who are with Jules right now in the pits.
Here we are backstage. The tension is hotting up. You can see the arena through there. It's being prepared for the next round, which will be Chaos 2 against Medusa 2000. Now, how do you feel about that? You've seen him in action.
Yeah, this one runs both ways up, so this could be interesting.
Now, what about their weaponry?
They haven't got much in the way of weaponry, but they're still going to be difficult because they can go both ways up. We can flip them, but so what? So
what do you think your tactics will be?
Perhaps out of the arena.
I think they're worried. They're asking about where the nearest car boot sales were and things before.
We're going to retire it and turn it into a lawnmower, a robot lawnmower afterwards.
Oh dear, God, well, they're not sounding too confident, but not surprising.
Roboteers, stand by.
Sir Killalot ominously looks on, Medusa 2000, Don Weir at the controls, a computer engineer, and Chaos 2, George Francis, self-employed electronics engineer at the controls as ever.
2, 1, activate.
Immediately Chaos 2 trying to get in underneath Medusa 2000. It has a 5-centimetre ground clearance, Medusa. It may not seem a lot to you or I. Oh, but in Robot Wars, it's a chasm! Chaos 2 immediately driving in underneath Medusa 2000 on the back foot already and very nearly out of the arena. Chaos 2 here, hell-bent on demonic destruction. Medusa 2000, all credit on the attack, but on its side also the wheels spinning but going nowhere. Flashes back to the arena floor, can start again then. Chaos 2 buffeting, turning. And again against the arena wall and very nearly up and out again. Medusa 2000 hopelessly outclassed at this level. Dead Metal on the attack as well. George Francis at the controls. Medusa 2000 going very near Sergeant Bash and in trouble backing onto Sergeant Bash's claws. Oh, and having its axle bent and buckled. The front-mounted pincers of Sergeant Bash crumpling there. And Medusa 2000 can have no complaints. Don Weir drove it backwards onto the pincers of Sergeant Bash, and there's nowhere to go now. In comes Chaos 2 again, and over goes the arena flipper. Medusa 2000 hobbling around the floor. They may smile, but they know the end is nigh. Dead Metal and Sergeant Bash in the pit, they're calling. I think it should be retired, so to speak, from the arena, that is. Killalot. A lofty climb before the plummet to doom and extinction for Medusa 2000.
Well, flippity-doo-dah, flippity-day. When the reigning champ's in the arena, you get out of the way. The winner, Chaos 2!
Well, I was talking to you chaps in the pits, and you were very, very confident. What went wrong?
Everything.
Well, what was your game plan? Why did you think you were going to win?
Wishful thinking.
Wishful thinking. Well, it's a tough robot. It kept on going. I mean, it took a tremendous amount of punishment. First of all, you were flipped backwards and forwards. Then, of course, you get in Sergeant Bash's zone, and he ate your wheels.
I think they're a bit eager, though, the house robots.
They weren't that eager. You ended up in their zone. You're not complaining now, are you? Now, behave yourself.
Chaos 2. You're the reigning champs.
You've caught the imagination of the public. You've been in all sorts of magazines and stuff like that as well, haven't you?
Yeah, we have, yeah. We've done a lot of charity bashes and things. It's been really good.
We've never had a robot that has hung on to the title. Do you think you've got a chance?
Yeah, we have got a chance. It's tough going, but we have got a chance.
I know this young man, you're not so confident about clinging on to the title, are you?
Well, I'm hopeful.
You're hopeful, but not certain.
No.
Never mind. Realism. There's nothing wrong with that. So, the game plan only seems to be, though, just flipping them out of the arena.
Well, a robot like that, there's nothing else we can do with it. It'll run both ways up. It's either down the pit or over the fence.
Ladies and gentlemen, pick it up. Chaos 2!
You guys, because of the pneumatics involved, you've only got a certain number of flips, haven't you?
Yes.
Per match.
Yeah.
Do you ever worry that every flip has to be perfect and tactical?
Yes. I mean, that one I started to run out towards the end. So yeah, we have to be a little bit careful.
A brave bid by Medusa 2000, but they're out now. Who will play Chaos 2 in the Heat 8 final, Atomic or King B3, for all their problems?
Now tell us about your main problem again, the problem that you always
We
face.
have already had a small fire. A very small fire, and our small motors that drive the arm up and down at the front, so we've lost that now. But we've still got the spikes, we've still got the saw, we repaired the saw, so we can still do some damage, and we can still get power.
So what's your Achilles heel if those fans don't work?
It can still go up. It can still be a bigger fire, yeah. We start with a small one, we could be building up.
What do you think the weakness of your opponent is?
Size, I suppose.
Yeah? Because you're quite sturdy, aren't you? You're quite hefty. You're there,
Seems to
basically.
be, yeah.
I could give you a little tip now, actually, but I won't.
Roboteers, stand by.
Jules, you tease. King B3 on the right, Atomic on the left. King B3, we know it has a problem. They know it has a problem. It catches fire, Atomic. I didn't tell you, boys, okay?
3, 2, 1. Activate.
King B3 steering away from trouble. Don't forget it has the circular saw and the lifting, flipping spikes, but the Atomic boys have that flipper blade at the front. Immediately levering King B3 into the air. The spikes, though, will come into play to test that shell of Atomic. It's made from scrap aluminium. Dead metal comes out of the CPZ, the corner patrol zone. Now, you go in there, and the house robots can attack you. So don't go in there. Why would you? Well, they're roboteers. They don't quite know what they're going to do. Atomic on the attack, certainly, pushing King B3 into that CPZ. Ooh, there's Killalot. And off comes the flipping blade of Atomic. Slam into the arena wall. Buckled and bent and broke. And is now surely defenseless to the attack. It certainly can't cause major damage. In comes RevBot to have a closer look. And there's the ref cam. Well, that's the best form of attack I would have thought now for Atomic to get in underneath. Is that smoke I can see for King B3? Are they in trouble? 2 of the wheels are working, but 2 aren't. I think they're immobilised. I think that's smoke. And yes, it is. They are immobilised. That's why Killalot can come in, though. Out of the CPZ. He's sensed an immobilised robot is there for the kill. And the pit slowly comes into view. Well, that is where B3 is heading. King B3, not to a crown, but to the pits of despair. Once again, into smoke and oblivion.
Well, explosive, but the winners are Atomic!
King Buxton, now it's King B3. You've been here 3 times. Yeah. It's getting worse every time, isn't it?
No, it's not good. It's not been good this year for us, I'm afraid.
It was a bit of a mercy killing for you in a way, because you were immobilised on the left-hand side, weren't you?
I thought he was going to do something, a bit more action from Killalot there. I was waiting for him, come on, Killalot, you know, give it your best, kill us.
He didn't want to break your heart. He didn't want to completely wreck your robot. He just put you in the pit where you belong.
I was ready for it.
You was ready for it?
Yeah.
So you're determined, you've got to come back and one day you've got to win this war.
For sure. Might take 10 years, but we're going to do it. Yeah.
They're labouring under delusions, aren't they, boys?
Yes, they are.
So listen, you're the new kids on the block, but you did really well there.
Yes, we did, yeah.
Who was the driver? You're the driver?
Yeah.
But you had a bit of an accident. I mean, you lost a bit of your flipper there. Is that going to be difficult to repair?
Hopefully not, no.
Yeah. So you reckon you'll be running for the next round?
Yeah, hopefully.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Atomic! Well done, lads. Well done.
Here's confirmation. King B3 eliminated along with Medusa 2000. Now that leaves the heat final between the top seeds, the champions Chaos 2, against very much the underdogs Atomic. Oh, Craig, give us a breather, will you? Let's have time to recharge our batteries, please.
While our surviving robots go off to solder their wounds, we're going to take some time out for some wanton demolition. Yes, it's the return of our Sumo Basho. It's the ultimate shoving match. The longer each competing robot can stay in the ring, the higher up the series leaderboard they'll go. But of course, it's Shunt they're up against, and he doesn't like being pushed around. So, get ready to slap the fat and let the trials begin!
From Grays in Essex and seeded number 10, Spawn of Scudder.
Back again. Last series they had Scutter's Revenge, knocked out at the semi-final stage of the main event, weighing in at 78.8 kilos, a test of pure strength against Shunt.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
And it's very simple. You've just got to stay in there as long as you can. That's the main aim. Dodging Shunt, a wise move. Oh, not long enough. Dear, oh dear. Shunt victorious. They didn't last long, did they? Spawn of Scudder scuttling out of the arena. Over in a flash.
From Durham, seed number 5, Firestorm.
Well, they were finalists in the main event last time. In fact, they finished joint third. Graham Bone and Alex Mordew, weighing in at 79.9 kilos. Nippy around the arena floor as well normally. Could do well.
Stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Move to your left, Firestorm. Yep, that's the tactic I would have used to dodge shot. Well, my tactic was good then, wasn't it? They're out. Yeah, splendid stuff. I think they made the right move, honestly, but straight onto the bulldozer of Shunt and out. They couldn't get any traction, and it's zoom over and out for them. Not a good time. Only 4.21 seconds. Spawn of Scudder, 8.03. Surely not the benchmark for future Sumos.
More hot shoving later in the series, but right now, it's on with the wars.
Are you surprised to see them back there? I'm not. Chaos 2, the top seeds. What a stiff task for Atomic.
Do I see George Francis actually doing some work? Oh, but you did say the word problem there a second ago. That means the pressure's hit you.
Sorry. Yeah.
Because there's a lot in it for Atomic, but there's a lot in it for you as well.
Yeah. However, this is the one I hit the camel with earlier today in the melee. So, quietly confident.
Quietly confident. Even though they build agricultural vehicles, you think a Chaos 2 can lift them because they're obviously quite weighty.
Hopefully, yeah.
How's the flipper? Have you sorted it?
Yeah.
What have you done to it? Have you done anything to it?
Reinforced it. Yeah, I made it a bit stronger.
Bit of welding happening down there.
Put some gussets on the top.
Some spikes on.
Yeah.
Spikes versus the awesome flipper of Chaos 2. Who knows?
Bit of luck.
Could be yours. Bit of luck on your side, it could be yours. I wish you the best of luck.
We need it.
Thanks.
From Ipswich, seed number 1 and reigning champions, the Chaos 2 team. From Worcester, Atomic.
Into the arena come our gladiators. George Francis, an amateur physicist at the controls of Chaos 2. Stephen Beber, farmer with Atomic. This is how Chaos 2 got to this stage. Had a fight at Atomic earlier on. But then disposed of Indefatigable. And finally, getting rid. Then it was on to Medusa. No great worries there. Onto the arena floor flipper. And having survived the battle with Chaos 2 Atomic, then in the head-to-head, got rid of the seeded King B3. Now this was a worthy victory. King B3 immobilised, and the pit.
Roboteers, stand by.
There's Atomic. Certainly bumped and bruised. Stephen David Bebb, Paul Francis and Chaos 2. There's George Francis, Ian Swan and Richard Swan with him. And Richard Swan, a pupil at Castle Hill Junior School. We'll have to go back to the schoolroom and tell tales of victory. And already Chaos 2 on the attack. Thrusting and throwing Atomic. And again. And again. Roly-poly. And what can the Bebbs and Paul Francis do about that? Atomic has nowhere to go. The top speed is 15 mile an hour. The current speed is about -10. Going nowhere fast. Going out of the arena imminently. If Chaos 2 can use that flipper properly, can get a run up, well, it's all over, isn't it? Atomic's finished. It's now just a question whether it lasts in the arena. In towards Killalot's blinking, deadly eyes. Killalot comes out and has a go at Chaos 2, I think. Needs to stay out of trouble, George Francis. And now, of course, the mere bauble and plaything of Killalot is Atomic. Goodness me, look at that. Just slicing through metal. It's grisly to what? Ooh, crumpling. I was going to say creasing, but it's sort of folding, destroying, buckling. Absolutely wrecking. Imagine all the work that goes into that over the months. We'll plan it like this, we'll put that strut here, we'll do that, put the engine here, and then Killalot comes in and says, well, I'll just mash you up completely. Onto the flipper, 1, 2, 3! And in comes Chaos 2 again. Chaos 2 to me seems stronger than ever before, speedier than ever before, and deadlier than ever before. What a machine.
Well, Atomic turns into Atomic Kitten. No nuclear threat there. Chaos 2 through to the series semi-finals.
It was quite unfortunate, really, to come up against the reigning champions, wasn't it?
Very unfortunate.
And they are on awesome form, aren't they?
Yes, very powerful.
Yeah. There's something happened to your motor? It just seemed to die straight away or something. As soon as you were flipped, you never really got going again after that.
I think the batteries have fell out.
Assault and battered. Yes. Never mind, you'll come back next year, won't you?
Yeah, we will.
Okay, good luck, guys. Well, you heard me say it. You are on awesome form, aren't you? Have you made any adaptations to the robot?
No.
It seems to be flipping so much stronger, though.
It was doing that last year.
It just seems so much more powerful. And it seems quicker.
No. It's the same as it was last, exactly the same.
Well, you heard me say it before to you, no one has ever retained the Robot Wars title, but you're looking at a safe bet at the moment.
We've got to try for it now, haven't we? We've got to go for it now.
You really have got to go for it. Anyway, good luck in the series semi-finals. Ladies and gentlemen, Chaos 2! Some strange things happen behind closed doors, but nothing quite so wicked as Robot Wars. Bye-bye.
We'll see the return of number 3 seeds, Razor, yet to win the grand title. And number 19 seeds, Pussycat, back with a real meow, wow, wow from that blade. See you then.